The first stage of production is making the cookie dough. The dough is made by combining the basic ingredients for the cookies. But first, the factory workers start by pouring tons of sugar into a large container. This container is a part of a huge machine which will whip up the ingredients to form the dough. After emptying several bags of sugar, he adds a combination of 2 cocoa powders with varying colors and concentrations. This combination contributes significantly to the taste and color of the batter, from which the cookies are made. When that's done, a pre-mixed combination of salt, cornstarch, and other dry ingredients, except flour, are added into the mix. Flour is one of the ingredients added last. Up next, the specially formulated high oleic canola oil is added into the container holding the other ingredients, and this transforms the combination from the dry mixture to a batter, albeit a watery one. After adding in the oil, water is added as well, and a factory worker sets the machine to begin mixing everything up. This machine has inbuilt whips, which mix up the ingredients as the machine revolves at a set speed. This process happens for a set time, and at the end, the mixture looks like a flowy chocolate soup. Because it was mixed in a machine, the batter that forms are at a temperature higher than room temperature. But before the process is continued, the temperature has to be lowered. The flour is added to the dough at that temperature. The dough will not be as smooth as it should be. Instead, it will be crumbly. Hence, dry ice is added to the batter. Dry ice, which is also frozen carbon dioxide, is used because it evaporates as the temperature of the batter drops, thus ensuring that the concentration of the ingredients is unaltered. Once the dry ice has evaporated, the unbleached enriched flour is added into the batter, tons of it, as well as either of the 2 most used leavening ingredients. This final addition thickens the dough, and the machine goes on one last round of mixing before the cookie dough is ready for the next stage. Next, several workers scoop the dough from the mixing machine onto a grid machine using a shovel. Using the hands would be impractical, considering the amount of dough each person would have to scoop out. If that were the case, there's no way 3,000 Oreos would be produced per minute. As the workers quickly scoop the dough onto the grid machine, other workers press the dough into the machine to give it shape. This grid machine works like a laminating machine. If you've ever watched the lamination process, you'd observe that after the paper wrapped in nylon goes in, it comes out of the other side looking smoother than it did seconds before. With the grid machine, the scattered dough is placed on the end, and as the machine spins, the dough comes out on the other end looking smooth and already cut in the shape and size of regular cookies. The grid machine also has stamps that imprint the Oreo logo on one side of each cookie. This way, thousands of pre-cut cookies are produced every hour, ready to be thrown right into the oven. That takes us to the next production stage, baking. The silicon conveyor attached to the grid machine transports this prepared cookie-shaped dough onto a steel convener. This new convener, which is in continuous motion, transports the cookies to a gas oven, where they are baked for a few minutes. The convener's movement allows thousands of cookies to be baked all at once. It also ensures that they are evenly baked because they all have the same oven time and exposure to heat. After baking, the cookies are transported to the location of the next production stage, which is cooling. In the path of the convener, several fans are placed. Each one of these fans rotates at high speed, which accelerates the cooling process. At the end of this stage, the cookies achieve the desired level of hardness, and they are moved to the next station. There, the cookie sandwich is formed, but before then, the cookies have to be placed in the right orientation. And I gotta say, if I was working here, it'd be hard not to snag a few for a quick snack. As the cookies are being transported to the conveners, they are sorted in a way that makes it easy for the packaging after the creamy filling has been added. This filling stage is incredibly fast, since a fast rotating cylindrical pump applies the vanilla filling. The cookies placed upside down are passed under this machine, and after being filled, another machine covers the vanilla-filled cookies, with cookies that have the logo imprinted side facing up. After the cookie sandwich is formed, a demarcated convener transports them to where they are sorted and packed. Next, mechanical fingers separate these cookies into groups of 11, and each group is neatly dropped into underlying plastic trays. Afterwards, these trays are moved to the wrapping station, where they're covered with thin aluminum foil. Then, they are mechanically wrapped in the branded packs, sealed and boxed. From there, they are loaded into company trucks, ships, or planes, from where they are transported to retailers all over the world.